Hi everyone, my name is Katya and I'm recording this video from a train. I hope you can hear something because there are people everywhere, but I decided to take advantage of this moment. I'll show you this wow sunset. I'm going to my hometown. I had a very tough weekend, and now here taking my time thinking about what happened, because it has to do with my personal development, with the things that I mentioned here on the channel. I took part in a festival. It was a dancing festival called Latin Fusion in Moscow, Russia. And basically 1 week in advance I was invited to sing there in a band, basically live music. They told me they practiced 5 songs, so I had to learn 5 songs and sing with them. I did my best. I learned all the lyrics. I was listening to the songs in the original every day. But it turned out that we didn't actually have a lot of rehearsals. We had just 2, and the second one was the day of the festival. And they invited over some Spanish really cool dancers. And the thing is that we were preparing like the entire songs. But the festival was like a competition. There was a competition, and for the 2 most important, the best categories of dancers, we had to perform the 5 songs live, and we didn't play the whole songs, right? So it was very tough. It was hard because first of all, like we really didn't practice the whole combination of things, the instruments with the voice, because we had to play 1 minute, and the tone of the songs basically is good for the original singer, who are men, and for me it was very low. I have my voice quite higher, and it's kind of more like fine voice, right? So I'm not Latin, so I'm not from Dominican Republic to have this voice like the Cubans do, like really strong voice. My voice is like thinner, let's say, but it's beautiful. I like my voice. I want to sing, but the thing is that normally in my life I take the responsibility for my results, and the majority of things depend on me, kind of thing. So I take this approach of being in charge and managing situations, and basically the thing that depend on me I try to do good. But here the first part for the profi category, it went okay, right? Because we started the songs all over from the beginning. We more or less knew how to play, what to play, even though bachata songs live don't sound very good because all the instruments are quite loud, and it's not the same as listening to a recorded version of it, And here obviously maybe my voice was too low, and also the Dominican guys, they told me to sing stronger, and for me to sing stronger, kind of with more confidence. There I felt like it meant to push and do more pressure on my voice, and in singing you don't do that because it sounds bad. It really does sound bad. I didn't want to do that, but at the same time I wanted people to hear me. But to be honest, in the end it was a dancing competition. I was thinking about the dancers. I was constantly thinking about the dancers, poor guys who had to perform in front of everyone and to our music, to what we were playing live. And it was hard, but the second part was horrible, because it was already midnight. We waited for 3 hours. It was midnight, and everyone, part of my group, the organizer, was drunk already, and he mixed up the order of the songs, and he told me, can you start over the first song from the part of like English rap? And I'm like, what? Because there's like several parts in modern music. They try to insert like mixed languages, and it was like JR and Pinto Picasso songs and Aventura and Prince Royce, but those are more traditional, so the music is not as hard and the lyrics are the same and the same. But modern music, obviously it wouldn't sound as good as the recording. And my voice, as I said, for this tone, and we didn't have time to change it. We tried like on the last rehearsal because the guys noticed that for me it was too low, but they couldn't like learn it in just 1 hour because they would mix it up when playing. It's not okay to do that. So and the second time, I actually practiced at home this part of English rap, but I had to start myself. So not like music and then me, but I had to start, and I really tried, but I couldn't. I don't know. I just missed the moment. So the guys start how you call that, dancing, and so I didn't start. And then I tried to start from the third line, and the guy who's playing, the Carlos, he says, "Shut up! Like don't continue." And I was like, "What?" So it was so stressful. The best dancers of my city performing with like really bad quality of music, so in the moment I was not thinking at all about how I sound. I was thinking about the dancers, so that at least I pronounce the words in the correct place, so at least it's more or less like according to the melody. It was such a stress, I swear. Oh my god. And so everyone watching, and I mean, the dancers are still the center of attention, but I can imagine the feelings of people sitting there, that obviously you hear my voice, but I didn't think about that. Maybe I should like think more about how I sound. So the second or third songs, I had to like start myself singing, and then again, I start singing like slowly, and they start the music after me. And I realized that I just don't know the tone. So I don't know from note to start. They tried to give me the note, but I didn't hear it well. So the second was okay, but the third, oh my god. So just, it was this, y si recorda flaca, todo eso no me importa a mí. And I just started in the wrong, like I think it was one tone higher or something. And I didn't hear. So I had to continue. I shut up, but I understand that without me there is no music practically. They don't have to what to dance. And I decided to continue in the wrong tone. And then only in the end, like in the very second last part of the song, I found the sound and I could finish it okay. But it was such a stress. And I was like, I knew that it was a reflection of the result of work of everybody. Sorry for saying that, but the organizers are Latin Americans, and there was everything like mixed up, fucked up with the organization. That everything, like we had practically, like we went on the stage, we went out on the stage the first time after the sound check. So we were about to start. It's a very stressful moment, so that we have to start singing for the first time. Everyone that's watching us, and suddenly they say, "Oh, we have to wait," and we waited for like 40 minutes, and they said like, "Oh, meanwhile you can guys play something." And we didn't prepare anything apart from the songs for the competition, so we couldn't play the songs from the competition. It wasn't the worst. Like I felt kind of myself, because normally I live my life taking care of what I feel first of all, and so I felt just stressed. I'd love to perform for the first time in public like this, with such scale of an event. I'd like to perform better, but I was just sad, kind of, or maybe just my psycho. So I was just way too anxious. But after that, next day in the evening, and next day I had a stand-up. So I actually had to just wake up and go and do the next thing that I have planned for my life, basically. And so in the very evening at home, I opened Instagram and I saw the repost of the dances in the finals. And so there was one girl putting something like, "Oh, hopefully here you can't hear the voice. Like luckily these guys didn't, like they some of the parts were just music." And so I decided to enter her page and see what she's posting on her stories, because the girl was just sitting there in front, like watching the thing. And she was putting like, "Oh, this is such a shame. This was horrible. Please," like tagging the organizer and saying, "Please never invite this girl over again, so that she sings. Please never invite her again. Have pity for those who can hear something, to like have musical kind of hearing." And I was like, my first reaction was, okay, like, yeah, she didn't like it. Maybe it really sounded bad. I didn't like the sound either, but my concern was different that time. It was not my concert. And it was kind of unfair that the guys, it was a teamwork. And the thing that I had the microphone, I'm not responsible for the things that didn't went well. I have management education, and I know that it's the manager who basically who can manage those things. You just prepare in advance. You listen to how it sounds. If it's such an important festival, for me, it really sounded weird, because from the beginning they just told me like 10 days before in advance, like, let's sing at this festival, and I was like, let's sing. So the result is exactly like that. Well, I sang, I did what I could, and now here it's a bit like already it's been 3 days, and it has become a bit easier for me right now to talk about that, so I seem confident. But back then, and when I realized that, oh my god, like so many people heard me singing badly, and myself, I didn't like the results. I believe that finally it's this, that either you enjoyed it and you are satisfied with the result, or you feel like, fuck, it was bad. And for me, I didn't enjoy it. It was stress. Nobody paid me. So it made me think about why I accept those things, why I accept events and taking such a responsibility with no compensation. I bought the dress, I showed up, and it's not okay to do that. So maybe next time I just don't accept. But still, as it was my dream to sing bachata, it was my dream to sing like that with a band. The music originally was okay, and I don't think it, we had 2 rehearsals, it sounded okay. It was not bad initially, but just the whole mess. It was my experience. So here I am thinking about the failures, and that because it was, I actually made a repost. I made a screenshot of this comment, and I posted a video of myself singing and saying that, I'm sorry girl, but I believe you will hear me once again, or maybe not once again, right, and explaining a bit the situation, because it has become public. I believe people understand what happened to an extent. Obviously, yeah, it's maybe not the best situation in life, but I think that it's because I had the courage to show up and to do what I could. I didn't run away from there crying. I stood quite still, and I think, я молодец. I did well. So this is my little reflection on personal growth, development, and some problems on the way. Actually, it's been a lot of months that I was growing, but I didn't experience a failure like that. Yeah, so failures are part of the process, and even though right now I don't want to it hurt so much. I don't want to open my pictures and my videos singing, but actually, I think we should, let's say, show the face, show up, and look into the eyes of the problem and admit it. Yeah, maybe see it the way it is, because they are a very important part of the growth and of all this way of getting up the stair ladder. And maybe this means that tomorrow I will be invited to sing more. People will know that I sing badly or well, we will see. But it was my kind of performance. It was my glory moment. I want it or not. And I hope that it's all for the best.
Уважаемые пассажиры, наш поезд прибывает на станцию Ярославль. В интересах вашей безопасности просим не выходить из вагона пассажиров, чья поездка не окончена. Стоянка поезда 3 минуты. Выход из поезда на станции будет осуществляться из вагонов 1, 3 и 5.
My
Просим
Instagram is
вас
Katya for you. You
заблаговременно
can go there
готовиться к
and
выходу.
like
Будьте
some of my
внимательны и
comments
не
and
забывайте
some
свои
of my
вещи в
posts
вагоне.
singing.
О вещах, оставленных другими пассажирами,